All right, shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, BA'ASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BA'ASHAM RAKAKWADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to my YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. All right, so today's lesson is going to be about how, the things that are in this world as it is right now, it is not for us, okay? A lot of these things are corrupted, and we aren't supposed to be going after these things. We're not supposed to be going after the flesh. We're supposed to be seeking after, the spiritual rewards, all right? That should be our number one priority. Of course, there are going to be some instances where we need certain things fleshly, but overall our main goal is serving YAHAWASHI. Now we're going to be going to this video, all right, and I'm not going to let the whole thing play. I'm just going to reckon times to it, all right, and we're going to see an example of someone who kind of shows an example of this, of that whole I'm a part of the world, I am a friend of the world type spirit, all right, where the Lord told us that. Let me actually get that before I let the video play, okay? In John chapter 15 verse 19, if ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. So the world is going to hate us Israelites, all right? It's going to hate us Israelites as a result of us not being a part of it. And in the sense of, when I say not being a part of it, because yes, we're physically in the world, but the difference is we're not spiritually a part of it, in the sense of like we don't agree with all the stuff that's going on. As a matter of fact, the world, in terms of like the Babylonian laws, are actively trying to silence us because we don't agree with them. All right, so let's actually finally get into this video. Being long-winded.
A disruption occurred on September 14th of 2023 in the police department of Youngstown, Ohio, when 25-year-old Kayshawn Sims demanded to speak with the manager with no explanation as to why.
What I'm giving? Manifestation? Okay, I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. The chief only talks to people if they make an appointment. You have to make an appointment with the chief to see him. Okay. You know what? Let me call somebody from my age. She's not in her office. Yeah, but everybody you need to talk to, that you want to talk to, are you have to make an appointment to see them. Well, that's the way it's going to be. You can say no all you want. Okay. I have someone who actually needs help. Can you have him? Sir, don't be difficult. There's no one that will talk to you. No. Because you're talking about some kind of manifestation. You know what that tells me? That you're mental. You're mental.
This cop is doing himself no favors by heightening the tension between himself and Sims. Now he's decided to say things to his face that are pretty...
You have to leave now, sir.
Or what?
You have to leave now, sir.
Call someone right.
I'm not calling anyone. You have to leave.
Why?
Leave.
Make me leave.
Leave.
Make me leave.
Make you leave?
Yeah. Make me leave.
You sure this is on? You have to leave, sir.
Make me leave. Say that again.
You called me retarded.
Say that again.
You're mental.
Think I'm playing, bro? Huh? Ain't nobody talk. Call somebody so I can talk to someone.
Get off me.
Say that again.
Okay, so it's basically the whole thing. Okay, not necessarily sadly, I guess, kind of justified, because I don't condone this type of behavior. I think that they're both they're both in the wrong. I will say that they're both in the wrong. So basically, I'm not here to kind of like explain how the situation is. I'm just trying to bring a lesson out of this. The main thing is over here. This Jake thinks that this world is he's a part of the world basically, and as a result of that, he's making demands in a situation that is just in no way something that he would ever have power in. So the fact that he just went to a police station and is trying to just ask for the chief and stuff like that just immediately, it's an unreasonable thing for him to go and do. Now I will say, while I did think that this was very foolish of him to do, I did see in the comments that there were people that were saying that he to actually really need help, and that this police officer that's fighting him, all right, he's not empathetic to actually understand that maybe there is an actual like serious situation that actually needs some like professional help or something like that, and he's not giving him any ways to actually help him out. He just thinks that, okay, well, but again, I will say at the same time, the Jake is not doing himself any favors by being like cryptic and just saying, oh, manifestation and whatnot. So once again, I will say it's both of their faults. They are both at fault. All right. Now, I also kind of want to point out how when they first started fighting. All right. So when they first started fighting, I want to say I don't even know who started the fight.
You have to leave, sir.
Make me leave. Say that again.
You called me retarded.
Say that
You're mental.
So I guess yes. The Jake did initiate the fight. He did initiate the first fight. Yeah, of course he's in the wrong. Sure. Then, the thing is, he wasn't really trying to hurt him. He was just trying to what's the word? I guess be taken seriously, I guess. So, again, obviously I don't condone any of this behavior, but it really just goes to show like the entitlement. So after I'm done examining this whole thing and stuff like that, there are, if you want, I'm going to put the link to this video in the description so you can go watch the whole thing or the whole video if you want. And basically the thing is once again, Jake is entitled, and thinking that he's a part of the world thinks that, okay, well, after I just did this, this cop is definitely not going to attack me again. He's not going to fight back again. He's not going to be mad. He's not going to try to press charges on me after all that stuff I did. Like, this is the delusion that Jake specifically has about this world, thinking that this is like, we would never be able to we would never be able to get away with stuff like this. So why would you put yourself in that foolish position? All right. But again, I will say, just as other people pointed out, the circumstances of whatever situation he was in might have given him no choice but to try his best to attempt to find some sort of help. So he really just wasn't in, I guess he really just did not have the best cards dealt to him, and he really just could not think of any other way, especially with maybe his potentially decaying mental state. All right. So now let me get this. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 17, when a man's ways even his enemies to be at peace with him. So now over here, clearly this is the thing. Like, Jake, I notice how I would call him Jake. Now Jake, basically, when I say Jake, when I refer to an Israelite as Jake, it basically means, or like Slakia. It basically means 2/3. So the 2/3 Israelites that are, most likely fitted to destruction. All right, that is what I mean by when I say Jake. So, unless he repents, he's going to be destroyed. But basically, the thing is, this is an instance as well as an example of how not to behave, because if you are following the words of the Lord, following the words of YAHAWASHI, then your enemies are not gonna need to or try to find a reason to lock you up, to attack you or anything like that, or find a reason to bother you. All right. So in this instance, this is a Jake that's not putting the Lord's word into practice. Okay, be it he doesn't know it or he willingly chose to abandon it. So as a result, now he's in enemy, quote unquote, enemy territory, and I guess I can just quickly show it. What happened was, so yeah, the officer fought him again. Hold on. The officer fought him again. Oh my God.
We do this all day. Yes, we can. Yeah. Yeah. Not today.
So basically, yeah, you see, he fought him again. The dude was basically, I guess there's no other way to say it, but winning. But obviously, it ended up being, it also obviously ended up being with other people jumping in to stop him, as like you a police officer. I guess, like, what else is there to assume? All right, regardless of who was in the right, which I will say that the Jake in this instance was definitely in the wrong. All right, so not practicing this is basically an example for us to not go in and try to make pick a fight with police officers or centurions. All right, now let me, if I can, 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 25, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. So this is the difference between Jake and Israel. All right, Israel being the 1/3, the hopeful elect. All right, now the difference is we have that self-control, as well as we are putting the words of the Lord, the wisdom of YAHAWASHI, into practice. All right, and as a result of that, we're not trying to, let's say we did need help. Okay, well, firstly, the thing is to understand that a lot of times the Lord wouldn't really put us in said situation unless we are/were wicked ourselves. Okay, so a lot of times, okay, let me actually get that precept. Proverbs chapter 12 verse 21, there shall no evil happen to the just, but the wicked shall be filled with mischief. Okay, so this is the reality of it. No evil is going to happen to the just. The Lord's not going to make it so that, okay, so you're going to be put in a dangerous situation. You're going to be, your life is going to be threatened, or you're going to be in a situation where a centurion can deliver you up to a judge and stuff like that. So if you are a righteous man of the Lord, woman of the Lord, whatever, the Lord is going to keep you away from from these types of situations. All right, and this is what we want. We want to be kept away from this stuff unless it's absolutely necessary. All right, like which a situation like that would be Jacob's trouble. But at the same time, Jacob's trouble is I mean, Jacob's trouble doesn't ignore, the laws of Yahweh Shai. Like if you if you have Slakia, if you have been been doing wickedness, not especially after you've heeded the warnings and stuff like that, if you aren't repenting, then of course you're gonna have to go through, especially Jacob's trouble. All right, which this is like the biggest main things. Like we're supposed to be doing the best that we can so that we are able to be exempt from a lot of the hardships. Okay, like that is honestly, you have to understand. All right, a lot of the things that's a lot of the bad things that happen, especially like say for example like unrighteous cop killings. All right, the unrighteous ones, because I've seen it and I've checked out this one study. Surprisingly, a lot of cop killings is actually like, what's the word, provoked, I guess, in a bit. So a lot like provoking, but yes, there are some instances where these cop killings are targeted and actually racially motivated. Of course, that's just a fact. All right. In addition to that, there are also what's it called? Police officers, like just like that one. I just heard about this one. Let me see if I have it in my stuff. I just freaking pressed the thing. There was this one story where these Israelite men, or these Jakes, were tortured and raped by police officers. Saki, you see I have a lot of videos to watch, honestly. But anyway, yeah, basically, I guess you just have to take my word for it. If not, I'll find the video and put it in the link in the description. How there was an Israelite. There's not Israelite, but Jakes, specifically Jake 2/3 Jakes, that were a bunch of cops got them, stuck them in a room, shot one inside the mouth, almost killing them, and then putting a whole bunch of sex toys to butt R word then can or should say that, so I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, like they were doing a whole bunch of a whole bunch of wicked stuff to them, abusing their power. All right, but again, like the Lord, why would the Lord? And I'm not saying this to excuse this type of behavior. All right, this behavior from our enemy, all right, the centurions, is all of course not justifiable, and it's not okay. But the fact that the Lord let it happen says a lot. All right, that's just the reality of it. It says a lot that the Lord allowed it to happen to someone. Okay, so what can you say? Also, it also goes into there's this one story where on the bus there was a kid there was a little kid, I think he was 9 years old, that was getting molested by a bunch of older kids that were like 13 to 15 or something like that. All right, like he was literally just getting full on molested, and like I think it was going on for like a month or two or something like that. So it was going on for a long time, and Slocky, it's just a crazy thing. But that also goes to show that, again, how could a 9-year-old, okay, if he was 9, how could a 9-year-old be worthy of allowing something like that to happen? Why would the Lord allow that to happen? Simply because in his previous life he probably did something very wicked. Because reincarnation is in the scriptures. It's more so regeneration. More specifically, because I have, and sadly I have to. Well, yes, I have to specify regeneration in the form of your descendants. You are what your descendants. So if I am basically my great grandfather or whatever like that. So you're gonna be the same spirit is gonna be, is gonna come back as the same people. All right. Now, Slakia. Now, basically, as a result of that, that kid was wicked in his previous life. That's why that stuff happened. And again, I'm not justifying it, but if you are wicked, then the Lord's going to handle you. All right. Regardless, it's like, so if I steal, let's say I steal a mug, okay? Let's say I steal a mug from someone, and then I die, and I give my child inherits the mug, okay? So 50 years has passed after I stole the mug, okay? And then the person that originally owned the mug, they said, okay, I want my mug back, all right? After all these years, and then my child says, no, it's mine. All right. So whose mug is that? Is it mine? Is it my child's, mine, or the person who I stole it from? Obviously, it's going to be the person who I stole it from, because that's who it originally belonged to. All right. And they didn't give it to me. I stole it. All right. So, as a result of that, that's a lot of this whole, things like a lot of the things that happen, they need to be paid back. All right. And what we do is we attempt to make amends. Slack it. We attempt to make amends, through repenting, through, our actions of trying to show the Lord that, we're actually sorry. Just the same way, a parent doesn't just say, oh yeah, you're forgiven. All right. A good parent will make sure their children know that, what you did was wrong. All right. And, you have to be punished for this and stuff like that. Okay. In whatever way, shape, or form they choose to punish them. All right. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. And once again, just to close it out, this is, our goal. We're not supposed to be looking or seeking after the things which are seen, which is the fleshly things, but we're supposed to be looking after and seeking after the things that are not seen, the spiritual side of things, the kingdom, the spiritual rewards of following after the words of YAHAWASHI. All right. And it's because we have faith that we know that that this is all going to be worth it in the end. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Abad, Babal, and Shalom.